woke up on Sunday. It was like, oh my gosh, am I not going to die? Monday rolls around. I'm still waking up. And so I went, okay, God, here's the deal. If I'm not going to die, I'm going to give the rest of my life to the great commandment, to love God with all my heart and soul and mind and strength, okay? And I was like, that's my vow. So I didn't die. And the next Friday came along, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon again, and I'm laying in the bed and my eyes are open, because I was only awake from like 1 to 4 those days, because I was under a lot of drugs from
Can you
pain.
explain maybe what the cancer was,
Yeah,
and
it was in,
like what sort of suffering you were going
well,
through?
it was in my throat, at the base of my tongue, and they couldn't operate there, couldn't get it out, so they had to just radiate the heck out of it. And so my throat was just on fire. It was like
Okay.
I needed like 10,000 SPF, sunscreen on
Okay.
to protect it. I didn't have it. So I had like the world's worst burn or sunburn from the inside of my throat out. And so swallowing, I trained myself not to swallow.
Mm.
You have a reaction when you have spit in your mouth, stuff to swallow. I just trained myself to just stop doing that because it hurts so much. Weird stuff you can do and you have to. So I'm laying there and I'm looking up at my ceiling, and the house was built in '84, so in our bedroom we still have a popcorn ceiling. I'm looking at the popcorn ceiling and I look again, and all of a sudden I can see blue sky, and it looks like I'm looking through a chute, a little bit of a chute, like a shoebox with the end cut out, and I could see sky, and I went, oh my gosh, that's the sky of heaven. I know this. And I was positive of that. I didn't know why I knew it. I just knew it. And so I kind of wanted to look down and look around and see who was there and what the ground looked like and maybe the trees. I couldn't move it. It was stuck that way. So I was looking at it, and this golden drop of oil came down and hung right in front. I was looking through it and just thought, well, that's interesting. Well, wait a minute, that's for me. So how's it going to get through the shingles and the plywood and the drywall? I was thinking that. I saw it come through the ceiling and hit me in the stomach. This almost volleyball-sized drop of oil, and it didn't splash. It just entered my body, and my whole body glowed, just a womp of light. And then that came down. And at the moment that happened, I laughed out loud and looked at the chair and said, oh my gosh, you are enough. And what I got there was a gift of faith that God is enough no matter what. Just out of the blue faith, pure grace. It wasn't something I could grit my teeth and get. It was a gift.
Just a gift.
Yeah. And I think a whole bunch more came in that drop than that. But to me, that was, at that moment, that's what that meant. It was, oh, wait a minute, Brad, I'll show you who's enough. And so there was a joy there that wasn't there before. And it's been there ever since. And it was like, okay, here we go. So when I was able to speak, I couldn't speak, I was writing things. When I was able to speak and talk, I got back to work maybe an hour a day, and then 2 hours, and then in the morning. And we had a bunch of pastors' offices in a row, kind of in the building, inside the building. And I started going down that row. And since my email was Ask Brad, people were used to me popping in their office and saying, I got this question. Do you want to have any input? And so I was, getting answers, and then I'd go back and type out a reply. Well, my question became, I've got this question. If I want to fall in love with God more, what do you recommend? How would I do that? We all pastors have a little goatee. I still have the Protestant goatee. So I'm rubbing, and they're rubbing, and they're looking at their books, and there's like 5,000 books in each guy's, thing. We used to have these great big bookcases, went from floor to ceiling, and this wide. We called them pastors' bookcases because we'd load them up with books that we read. And that's the other thing, is you've always got to be reading something to have something to say. You can't just keep telling the truth. You have to come up with something interesting. But as I went down that row, they all kind of looked at all their books and like, Oh, that's a good one. I don't think I have a book right now, but I'll think about it. And I got down to the last guy in the row in that aisle, and he goes, ah. And thank God for this pastor and his book. Because here's this paperback. It's called Emotionally Healthy Spirituality. Do you think that's what you're asking? Would that help? I go, it might be. But every person said, I'm trying to think of a book about that.
Mm. They had no thoughts on just giving you something.
No, the
feedback.
magisterium is the Christian publishers. So if there isn't a book on that topic that I can hand you, I don't know, I can't make it up.
Well, I'm surprised there wasn't, of the lot of them, there wasn't someone that could say from personal experience. I mean, not even let me grab a book, but here's what worked for me.
You know what? There's a million great Catholic podcasts about information is not transformation. And information is all you got if you don't have sacraments. That's all you got. And so it's a packing all the Bible information from your one point of view into your head until you die. That's pretty much it. And it's funny because Catholics would come to us and say, oh, I went to Catholic Church for a while, but I came here and now I have a really great personal relationship with God. I'm really emotional because the music makes me emotional, and I never knew the Bible like I'm being told. Well, they're being told a non-sacramental worldview where, a whole bunch of verses don't mean what they say, and here's the only verses that matter. And, maybe we should throw Hebrews out and James out, and we sure don't want those books that were taken out before, Maccabees and Tobit, and, we don't even know those exist, as a matter of fact. We don't even know they exist. That they don't, because our Bibles don't have it. And the Bibles, even though the canon included them, and the book itself, all the rest came from the Catholic Church. We don't remember that. So it's just, gosh, there's so many rabbit trails when I try to talk about this.